Hello and welcome back. In a season when we were expected to fight bravely against relegation, we finished in 5th place, securing a spot in the Europa League games for next season. I think it was a job well done. Welcome to Be a Legend. Welcome to our end of season review. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have that review of the season, including the transfer special, and we'll be looking at all the things that are going on in and around the club right now. And it's a busy time having secured our place in the Premier League for next season. And first things first, we'll start by having a look at how we finished in the table, as we usually do. Let's go across to this screen, and then we will have our end of review, a review of the season. So Manchester United finishing top as champions on 94 points, almost run away with it, 14 points clear of Chelsea, who were in second place on 80 points. Liverpool third on 76 points, and then came Manchester City fourth on 75 points. And then some 13 points go away. Some 13 points behind them, we came in 5th place. 5 points, or was that 4 points? That's 4 points, Mark. Maths going out the window there. Ahead of Brighton, who also did extremely well last season. And Tottenham finishing 7th off overall on 53 points. They are the European positions. And then came Everton, Derby, Norwich, Wolves, West Ham, Arsenal, who had a really poor season, finishing 13th, albeit they were down here at one point. So had a decent run in, I think, just to pull themselves clear, as you see. Not miles clear either. Leicester, Newcastle, Leeds, West Brom, and then going down, being relegated this season are Sheffield United, Aston Villa and Watford. They will all be missing out of the Premier League next season. And we'll have a look in a short while who's coming up. Apologies for the cough there. As we like to do at this stage of the game, is we have a look at a few other interesting things around the league table. The home record, Manchester United, of course, top of the pops, having scored 55 points from their 19 games at home. So I think, if my memory serves me right, they only dropped 2 points. Yes, that's right, because drew one game at home, won 18 out of their 19 games, and drew one game, and that was against Chelsea. 55 points at home. Chelsea doing also reasonably well. They drew 2 and got 53 points. We didn't do too bad, 5th overall. And we got 43 points, having won 13 of our... Is that right? I'm on the right line here. Let's go. No, I'm in the wrong line, Mark. Actually, it should be 35 points. Won 9 games at home, drew 8, but only lost 2. Those 2 games against Aston Villa, 2-1, and Arsenal 4-2. So overall, not a bad home record for the season, as you will see. And away from home, again, we weren't too bad, as it turned out. 5th overall for away from home. Manchester United still top of the pops. They did lose 4 on the road, though, to Derby, Newcastle, Manchester City and Chelsea. And if I get the line right on this one, this time I think we got 27 points on the road. Which, when you look at the others around us, was extremely good, winning 6 of our games on the road against Arsenal, Leeds, Wolves, Watford, West Brom and Norwich, drawing 9 games, and I think that's probably what did us reasonably well this season. We didn't lose that many, and on the road we lost against Manchester United, Brighton, West Ham and Chelsea. So that's how our season went, home and away. First half of the season, 5th overall, 28 points from our first 19 games. And as you'll see, goal difference was 8. Watch this as we go in. 36 for, 28 against. And that was a reasonable first half of the season. And second half of the season, finished 5th again. 34. So pretty much as we were overall throughout the season in that slot. Losing just 2 games in the second half of the season, which did us really, really well. And 16 goal difference. So certainly doing very well there. Last 5 games, which was our run-in, probably not the best. We finished 5th, but as you'll see, we were mid-ish table on our run-in. Only get 6 points from the last 5 games, winning 1, drawing 3, and losing 1. But we've done enough to secure that European spot. Let's have a look at the media predictions, which we like to do at this stage of the time. Manchester United are expected to finish 3rd, finished 4th. Chelsea 4th, finished 2nd. Liverpool were expected to win the Premier League, but finished 3rd. Manchester City 2nd, finished 4th. And Charlton expected to finish 20th and be relegated, but we finished 5th. Brighton, as I say, having a good season, expected to finish 12th, but finished 6th. And then I will leave you to have a look at any of your other favourite teams. And amongst that lot, Derby doing well, expected to finish 18th and finished 9th. Who was expected to finish 19th? Watford, and actually finished 20th. So they were there or thereabouts. So 2001 to win the competition. It would have been a good outside bet, that, I think, for sure. Right, with that all said and done, let's have a look at our review of the season. And this is our end of season review. Our camera's got me sort of like, I'm sort of sat with just my head above the parapet there. Let's pull that down a little bit. Right, we start as always with the new arrivals and incomings. Leighton Stewart, he came in from Liverpool for £1.6 million, making 16 appearances. 13 goals he scored in those 16 appearances. 3 assists, a 7.25 rating. Excellent. Board pleased with the deal to sign Leighton Stewart. However, we feel the player's wages are too high. If he kept us in the Premier League, who cares? Who cares? Finley Burns, he was our next one, came in from Wigan on a part exchange. 36 appearances, 1 from the bench, 6 goals, 1 assist. Most of those goals, I think, from his head at corners. 7.24 rating for him. A ball pleased part of exchange deal resulted in Finley Burns joining the club. Pleased to see that the minimum fee release clause of 15.5 million would mean an excellent deal for the club. Should it ever be triggered? We hope not in the near future. And Kovar, Matadej Kovar, nomadic goalkeeper. He came in from Leicester after having him on loan, and we managed to pick him up on the clause that we had in there for £2.2 million. Made 43 appearances for us during the season, 7.17 overall. They do think his wages are too high, but again, he's kept us in the Premier League, for goodness sake. Josh Blakesley is on loan from Manchester United. He was our wonder kid. 40 appearances, 1 from the bench, 24 goals, 13 assists. So he's contributed all round, really. 7.16, and then we'll just quickly whip down the others. Yanis Hagi came in from Crystal Palace for £9 million. 19 appearances, 3 from the bench, 2 goals, 7 assists. So he's contributed with assists, 6.97. Shazley went out on loan, came in and went out. Nathan Froggatt, Clive Robinson, Flores, Matondo, more about him in a little bit later. McGill and Gudjonsson, who come in from Reykjavik, making 2 appearances, 5 from the bench, scoring 1 goal, 6.73 for him. So they were our new rivals. Transfers out. Mark Helm went out. He went to Ghent for 7.75 million, made 29 appearances, 3 from the bench and 4 assists, 6.92. Richard Chin went to St Mirren for 65,000, making 4 sub appearances, 1 assist, 6.558. And Junior Quaterna went to Wigan. I think he was the part exchange player. 1 appearance, 3 from the bench, 6.50. They were the players going out. Loans out, we won't do those because there are absolutely too many of them. But that's the ins and outs for the season. Moments to remember. The expectation was, as I said, fight bravely against relegation. We finished 5th, and our average home attendance was 25,130, 97% of capacity. Josh Blakesley, top scorer with 20 goals. All delighted that the team qualified for the Europa League through their participation in the Premier League this season. We've been through the table. I don't think we need to do that again. The FA Cup reached 4th round as a minimum. We reached the 5th round. Leighton Stewart was our top scorer with 3 goals. All delighted that they reached the 5th round. We were knocked out by Manchester United. The other games, Chesterfield 3-1 win, Wolverhampton 2-0, and Manchester United drew 2-2 but knocked out on penalties. In the Carabao Cup, 3rd round minimum, we got through the quarter final. Josh Blakesley, top scorer here with 2. Knocked out by Liverpool. I'm not sure whether Liverpool actually won it in the end or not. Reading a 3-2, Stoke 2-0. Sheffield Wednesday was a 0-0 draw but beat them on penalties, I think. And Liverpool, we lost 4-1, so we lost excessively when we did actually lose. Right, what have we got next? Next up then, moments to remember. There were times that fans didn't think it was possible, but some great goals and impressive results made them believe. Our biggest win was a 5-0 thrashing of West Ham at home. Goals from Carroll, 2 from Pike, Luke Thomas scoring, and Blakesley getting the other one. Match to remember was the 3-1 win against Wolves back in August, which was one of the early games that we played. Blakesley scoring, Matondo and Aaron Henry getting the other goals. Goal of the season, it came from Carroll scoring a powerful shot from 22 metres, and I don't think we can do it from this screen. So we will have to go into the other screen in a minute. If we go in here, I think we can do it from this screen. Carroll, there we go. So we will actually see the goal now that is goal of the season, and it was a good game against West Ham, that 5-0 win, and it opened up the scoring in this case. Matondo to Lasala. Lasala crosses it for Carroll, who just basically hit it on the volley from just inside the D, I think he was, and cracking goal. Whether it was goal of the season or not, only you can probably decide, but yeah, it was a good goal nonetheless. Cup reputation, 3 stars, a national 3-star, stay where we are. No new sponsorship deals this season, but sponsorship was 1.7 million against 931 last season. That's because we're in the Premier League. Broadcast revenue 92 million against 3.4 million last season. Corporate hospitality was slightly better at 1.51 instead of 1.39. Competition prize money, there we go, 34.6 million against 758 last season. And our match day commercial actually down slightly, which is a bit of a surprise, really. Total merchandise sales 1.58 million. Now, interestingly, we sold 15,964 shirts. There's somebody missing, Blakesley. Are you telling me nobody had a Blakesley shirt? Stewart, Haggy, Matondo, Henry and Flores are the best shirts that we sold. How we lined up? Well, the team of the season then, basically, Kovar in goal, Gomez, Froggatt, Burns, Lasala, it's very familiar, Bobby Carroll, Aaron Henry, and Matondo, Haggy, Pike and Blakesley up front. That was the side that pretty much got us where we were in the season. And awards, well, I did actually win the Premier League Manager of the Year, would you believe? I did actually win it, so extremely well done to me, pat on the back. Club awards: Finley Burns, Fans Player of the Season. Young Player of the Season, also Finley. And Signing of the Season is Finley. Goal of the Season, we've seen it from Bobby Carroll. Top goal scorer, 24 goals, Josh Blakesley. And the most assists, again, Josh Blakesley with 13. There are some more under here, I've just noticed. Josh Blakesley, Player of the Match. He got 6 of them. Finley Burns, highest average rating at 7.2. And the most passes completed over 90 minutes was Aaron Henry, 59. He did in that particular season. Lannis or Ines Hagi, he was the top transfer at 9.06 million, and I think worth every penny, so to speak. Josh Blakesley has won European Golden Boy in other competition awards, so well done to Josh for that one. That is a roundup of our season. What we'll do right now is we'll come back and see how things are going transfer wise on the 1st of July. So I'm going to jump into my time machine. And you come back on the 1st of July. And I jumped from the 1st of June because there wasn't really a great deal going on. Let's have a quick look, see what's been happening during June. We have Avila, Emmanuel Avila comes in from LA Galaxy. He is a central midfielder, can play in the attacking midfield role. He can also play out on the left side, both in midfield role and as an attacking midfielder. I think he's probably his best place is actually central, but we'll see how he progresses. Attributes wise, reasonable technique is 17, passing is 14, first touch 17, anticipation 13, composure, decisions off the ball, teamwork, vision, pretty much, and his balance, all pretty much stack up for that particular position. We paid, how much did we pay for him? Doesn't actually tell me. He's worth 24 million. We paid 15.25 million for him. 15.25 million from LA Galaxy, where he played in the MLS, and as you'll see, has he was in Argentina, come from Argentina, and then played 4 seasons in the MLS, getting a rating of over 7 in those 4 seasons. So we have high hopes for him. Not a prolific goal scorer, but he will wade in with a few assists. But I think it's about having that little bit of extra strength and nous in midfield, which is something that we potentially lacked a little bit this season. So he's come in. Going out, there are a few. Chalalai has gone on loan to Dagenham Redbridge. Callum Doherty has gone to Oxford United on loan. And Joe Taylor has gone to Yeovil Town on loan. We have also brought in Miguel Gomez, who's going to be the backup goalkeeper for this season. He's 22 years old. Current 3.5 star ability, 4, potentially 5, there or thereabouts. He's 22 years old. He is comparable to Kovar, but he's coming from Castilla in Spain, spent most of his career in Spain. Only played 1 match last season. You say he hasn't played a great deal. Has obviously been a second fiddle in those areas. Was at Real Madrid for a short while as well, but Castilla, I think, he's pretty much his team where he was. So anyway, as I say, he's coming on a free, coming as backup for Kovar. So we'll see how he gets on this particular season. Let's have another quick look at his stats a minute. Let's go back here. Overview. So he's 6'4", little bit hefty in the weights things, but when you look at his stats, I think they all pretty much stack up reasonably well. Reflexes, one-on-ones, concentration. Yeah, I don't think he's, all in all, he's not too bad at all. We didn't really want to do that much. You don't want to see my goings on that's going on behind the scenes. Babatunda, he's gone out to Guinamp in China, I think that is. Is that China? Guinamp. Anyway, he's gone out there, so he's left us. Hadn't really done a great deal for us. out on loan pretty much since we brought him in. As you'll see, he's had a number of Boston United, Slough Town, the New Saints, and now has gone out on a free. It's in France, Guitam, in Liga 2. So that's where he's gone. Nothing else happening. What is happening in the transfer centre? We do have a few irons in the fire. Inns. We had gone for Simon Carter. He's rejected. We've made 11, going up to 21 million. But the rest of incomings at the moment are staff, so not a lot going on there. And Lee Haddap is going to Perth Glory, but not until the 20th of July. So he'll go in the not too distant future. Right, that is our roundup to date. We do have now, though, the early fixture list for the new season. And as you'll see, we have a training camp in America playing Charlton Battery, Philadelphia Union, New York Red Bulls, and then we'll come back and we play Hercules in last friendly. We'll try and squeeze another friendly in because there's a fortnight between those two games, so I think we could get another friendly in there. And our opening Premier League games against Portsmouth at home, and then away to Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. So quite an interesting opening to the season. Not yet do we know who we play in the third round of the Carabao, because obviously there are other rounds to go first. And also we won't know until somewhere around the end of September the draw for the Europa League games either. So we won't know what groups we're in for that, but we'll put that out when we get round to it. Right. That's the roundup for July the 1st. Let's see what's been going on. We're going to jump back into that time machine and go through to August the 1st. Well, I have to say, for once, it has been reasonably quiet. Here we are at 8 o'clock on Sunday morning, the 1st of August. And as you will see, we have to date only brought in 2 more players. Sammy Beckett has come in from Celtic. We have brought him in. He is a 3-star current ability, 3.5-star to 4.5-star potential ability. He is a central midfielder, can play as defensive midfielder. He can also play in defence if we require him to. Can also play on the right of defence, which is somewhat handy. Not quite sure where we will play him particularly. I think he probably will play most of his games in that midfield role, albeit could also play him as defensive midfielder. But yeah, that's where he will potentially place. Again, stats stick up quite well. He has come from Celtic. He was out on loan at Reading last season, where he played 15 games, scored 3 goals, 2 assists, 2 man of the matches, 6.87. But previously at Celtic, he had gone 6 games, 2 goals, a 7.10. As you'll see, stats-wise, he has reasonably well. Did very well for Crusaders in Northern Ireland. Then went to Celtic for 350,000. They've gone well with their thingy, haven't they? And had a cracking couple of seasons, not particularly good first season, but he hasn't played many games for Celtic, so we'll see how he progresses. He is, if we go back here, he's 21 years old, 21 years of age, so he's got a little bit of life in him yet, and he has cost us 16 million, albeit he's only valued at 12 million. I've gone too far again, haven't I? 12 million. So that was probably on the high side. Just as another note, we have changed our director of football. We have got a new one in because the previous one wasn't negotiating particularly well. Luke Mabet Taboo comes in from Rangers, but getting a few players from Scotland. He's come in. He is a central defender, 16 on the tackling front. Jumping reaches 18, headings 14. He's okay. 3-star current ability, 3.5-star potential ability. 23 years old, worth 22 million. How much did I say we paid for him? 10.5, rising to 18. So we're on the right side with this particular player. He will give us a little bit more surety in that defence, I think, or hopefully. Best played as a ball-playing defender. So that's probably what we will look to play him at. His history, as you'll see, 4.6 million to Rangers from Manchester City. So originally at Manchester City, didn't play for them. Went out to Bristol Rovers, Portsmouth for a couple of seasons, and then Burnley, and then went to Rangers for 4.6 million, where he's had a couple of okay seasons, good first season, then not so good in the second season. But we'll see how he does here in the Premier League. Didn't want to do that either. A few irons in the fire. Arno has we have actually secured him, but I can't for the life of me understand why. But he does. We're looking for that left wing back to give us that bit, because we really have only got Gomez and Robson on that side, so we needed to shore that side up. For some reason, he's not due in until the 1st of January. So we've still got a hole in that back left side for now anyway. Not quite sure what that was all about, why we didn't secure that a particular position. As you'll see, he's coming in from Barcelona, where he's had most of his career, not played that many matches. But again, hopefully he will turn out to be good. He's only 17 years old, so there is some life in him yet. Have we got anybody else going on? I don't think we have. Let's have a look at the goings outs then. Babatunde was the last player we saw go out. Lewis Mayo has gone out to Charlotte FC on loan. Thomas McGill has gone to Famalicão for 325,000, rising to 400,000. Don't think we actually made on that. We did. We paid 180,000 for him and sold him for 325. So we didn't do too bad. Steve Jenkins, he's gone out on loan to the New Saints. Leo Huddup has gone to Perth Glory on a freebie. Carwyn Morgan has gone out on loan to Barnet. Teddy Jenks, he was complaining throughout the season about wanting to move on or better contract or whatever. Anyway, he's moved on to Real Salt Lake City, £1.2 million, rising to 1.6 hopefully. And Jeffrey Harvey, he's gone to Yeovil Town on loan. That is all the transfers to date. We have played quite a few of our, in fact, all of our friendlies to date, and we've lost one of the 5 games that we played. A 3-1 win against Charlton Battery. Henry, Carroll and Blakesley on the score sheet. Disappointing game against Philadelphia. Only Flores getting on with a consolation goal. New York Red Bulls. Leighton Stewart scored a hat-trick. Teddy Jenks before he left us. And Lewis Thomas, the scorers in that one. Hercules, Matundo, who at the time was in dispute with us because I got my director of football to, and I've just realised he wasn't any good at negotiating, but negotiated a new deal. Matundo refused it and then wouldn't talk to me with regards to a contract. I have actually managed to sort that out now, and we have actually done a deal with him and got a contract which wasn't too bad actually. So 2 goals from him and a goal from Zach Pike, winning that game against Hercules. And then a Red Bull, a Salzburg, Haggy, Henry and Afri, the scorers in this one, in that 3-1 friendly. The only one that we had at home, to be fair. One thing that does stick out from this is we haven't had a clean sheet. We have conceded every single game, 3 there, of course, but all the other games we have conceded 1 goal. But at the end of the season, if we give away 1 goal every single game but win, I'm quite happy if we score more goals than thing. But that's what we've been trying to shore the defence up, to try and prevent so many goals going in. But as you'll see, it is still paining us slightly. So I think that's pretty much where we're at for this particular episode. Transfers and so on and so forth. What I can tell you is we will be back with the first two games of the season against Portsmouth and against Chelsea in our first episode 71. So we'll look forward to those first two games, and obviously when we get the draw for the Europa League qualifying rounds, we'll look forward to that as well. Hopefully we'll be bringing some more players in. There are a couple more irons in the fire. The transfer window doesn't shut for another month, so I'm sure as we go through the first bits or first two episodes, we'll be seeing which or who we can bring in. In fact, 1st September. So we've got this window here to see how we do. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification button. Keeps you up to date with all future episodes of this and new series as they are released. New episodes of To Be a Legend are currently released every Monday and Thursday at 4:15 p.m. And if you want to keep up to date with what's happening on this channel and more, why not follow me on Twitter at JustOffside2? Keeps you up to date with this series. And, of course, the last couple of episodes of the Sicilian Defence, which is the sister series on this particular channel. This series, currently released on Monday and Thursday, will switch. So this coming week, you will get an episode on Monday, which will be episode 71, episode 72 on Thursday. And then we will be switching to a Tuesday and a Friday in anticipation of FM22 and the beta save coming out, which will take the headline slot, of course, because I think more people will be interested in that. So that will switch to the Monday and the Friday. The Monday and the Thursday, and this will switch to a Tuesday and a Friday until we get to the end of next season, which I think probably will be the conclusion of this particular series as well. Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. We'll see you on the next episode, which will be episode 71, and it will be out on Monday. Until then, goodbye.